All right, you guys and girls out there, what's going on? East New York's finest, hosted by Mike. Yay, yay. I am exhausted, y'all. Let me tell you, when you start getting up there in age, man, it seems like this year I just seem to be getting more tired and more tired. And fam Alex, fam Eric, shut the hell up. Yeah, yeah, I know. You need to get your rest, bro. You don't rest enough, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're probably right, but my philosophy is, you know what, fuck it. Do as much as you can now because the day you take your last breath and they stretch you out in that box, ain't no more moving around, ain't no more doing no nothing. So I try to be as active as I can for as long as I can. So with that basically being said, actually I had a actually almost a real cool, almost none molested drive on 95 going down to Columbus because for some reason everybody, my car, once you hear it and you see it, you know, you get all these people with the high end testosterone who just want to turn around and they just want to book it and try to prove to everybody, hey, my vehicle is fast or something like that. But I'm like, dude, like, you know, I got almost 700 on under the hood of my damn Mustang. So I don't understand why you see something that looks like it's fast and you hear it and you see it and you just want to be in your caravan or your what is that, the Kia Springer or whatever they call it. I mean, all these cars, and I was just eating there. You know, you get to the point where you just say fuck it, you know. And I got there a little. I mean, basically the time you normally get there. Last week I got there like 18 or so minutes before I normally get there, because you know some people have to get their feelings hurt. But you know today I was more relaxed. It was chilly, well, fucking chilly, my ass. It was cold. When I first got there, this one dude was irritating me, some taco biter in a black SUV. He had a big ass TV in the back of it, and it was just the way he was standing next to his car, and my car was right next to him. And I almost moved. I almost was gonna put everything back in the car and then move the car. And ironically, I walked around the whole market. I think I did only one lap. I think I did one. No, I did two. I did two laps. Or did I? No, actually, no. I did do one. And on the way coming back, who was there? The taco biter again, same spot. And then it's like, as soon as I start putting my stuff in the car and I turn my car on, he just pulls out. So I mean, I took a picture of his plate right in front of him. I didn't give a fuck when I was leaving. Well, to go into the market, that is. And he was irritating me. It was very, I mean, like just very very irritable, like just real suspicious and weird. So I looked around my whole car, made sure there was no nicks, no scratches, nothing missing. I wasn't trying to be petty, but the way he was acting was just it just put up the nigga in the hood alert. You know what I mean? And the way he drove off when I was get myself situated to pack up to get inside the car, it just like threw me off a little bit. But everything was okay, so that's a good thing. But the first person I went across, heavy set, middle age. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm older than this guy, but he was a nice guy. I mean, he was all right. Kind of like he had like this nonchalant attitude, like no, what I mean. But he wasn't an asshole, but he wasn't like friendly neither. His prices were fucking nuts. The prices he had on stuff, but he did say, well, I paid like $4,000 for the storage unit. I believe it. This stuff was there. I'm gonna show you everything I got from him and what I paid. I paid a lot. I mean, I paid a fucking lot. I was hoping he was gonna say something like 80, $100, and I got there before. And the good thing is, as he was putting the stuff out, I got there before anybody. I mean, come on. Proof is right here in the fucking pudding. You're going to see all of it close up in a minute. Let me just finish my story. Stop being anxious, man. So, you know what I mean? And he was like, oh, well, $10 a figure. And I was like, okay, so if I buy $10 a figure, I was like, all right. But if I buy all of them, would you do a deal? Nope. They're $10 a figure. This is what I always sell my stuff for. And, it's not, $10 not bad. I mean, I'm a reseller, but at the end of the day, you go to the toy show, a lot of these figures are going to be around 10, 15, some even 20, depending on the figure, whether they have weapons or not. It was a lot of stuff. He had some G.I. Joes and some other stuff, but the G.I. Joes he had, the only G.I. Joe I should have paid the $10 for was the version 3 Snake Eyes. He had Slipstream, but, he wanted $10 for him, even though he was he was basically broken in half. The usual O-ring, replacement. Even a Skeletor, he wanted $10 for it. Only reason why I took the Skeletor is because he has his loincloth thing and his chest piece, and I have a Skeletor upstairs, an extra one that I need those pieces for, and that's like $20 to $30 alone, even more. I'm gonna explain to you what I mean and where. So I did pay a lot for this shit. I paid almost 500. Paid over 4, paid under 5, but I paid almost 500 for this stuff. Then the other stuff, I got a steal on that stuff from one of the guys at the market. I always forget his name. He sets up with his mother and father. They used to go to Meadowlands every once in a while, but I guess Meadowlands wasn't their cup of tea. He very rarely gets toys, mainly a lot of clothing. And when he does video game stuff, this older bald guy, he looks like he's Jewish or something, from Columbus. I can't stand that fucking asshole though. But he normally works out something with him and whatnot. But he actually had toys. Some white kids who were definitely clothing people. They brought some stuff, and then there was some stuff I left behind that this tall white dude with glasses and a beard. He normally looks for comic books, and he always there with a friend of his. I don't know their names, but his friend he basically picked up some stuff that I left behind, like one of the biker men on Mars motorcycle. I should have picked it up. There's a couple things I should have took, but I was more concentrating on the fact that I knew I was gonna go to Wayne PAL and whatnot, and I already spent basically almost everything I took with me just on this stuff, so I had to go to the ATM. And like I said, I was like, I'll just take like $500-600 on me. That's it. My plan wasn't to spend a lot because being that it was freezing, and when I got there, I was like, wow. I mean, I wasn't expecting there to be a lot of people anyway. So when I came across this dude, I was like, holy shit. When I saw the bins he had, basically he had like 2 bins. A lot of this stuff was in one bin. Then he had another bin that had Battle Cat, that Dragon Walker, but the Dragon Walker, one of the wheels was broken, so that wasn't worth paying $10 for it. Then he had something else, I can't remember what it was. Things like some kind of other toy, but I don't know what it was. It was probably worth more than 10, but I didn't want to pick it up. So this is what almost $500 looked like, and yes, I did pay. I paid up on this stuff because everybody was drooling over it, and it was pretty decent stuff considering the fact that, and to be honest, $10 a pop on these isn't bad. You know what I mean? It isn't bad. I mean, is my money here? Of course. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have brought this shit. I mean, I know toys. I know comic books. I know a lot of shit. Some things I just don't say what I know, because the less I say, the better I am. Because if somebody see me in the markets and they're like, oh shit, let me pick this up before Mike, aka or Mr. T, picks it up. So I learned to keep my mouth shut about other things. I mean, you guys all know that I do toys. Some know I do comic books, but a lot of people don't know all the other stuff I'm into. It's not that I'm a bragger. I've been on this earth a long time, and for me to be on this earth a long time, I dibble and dabble, and I know what I know. That's probably the best way to put it. I know what I know. So this dude was the big bulk. I spent more on him than probably I did all day, even the Tito Santana stuff, which I'm gonna get to. That was at PAL, and I was like, you know what? When the brother who played Cochise died, and my daughter, him and the other dude was very nice from Warriors. They were the only 2 that was there, and they were real nice, very chatty, real cool with my daughter, and I liked that. And I didn't get anything done with them only because I would prefer to get like a Warriors jacket and get them to sign stuff like that. And I had the money to do so, but just like the whole thing with Carrie Fisher, it seems like I'm not learning my lesson. I promised myself after Carrie Fisher passed that anytime I see somebody I wanted, I was going to get it autographed, this, that, and the third. Same thing happened with Cochise, and then it happened with Tony Todd, the guy who played Candyman. He was there when I was debating on going down to get my shit signed by Robert Englund and everybody. And I was like, oh, I'll catch him next time. And the brother passed away. I always wanted to meet him, and he died. So, I am a huge fan of Tito Santana. He's one of my basic regular WWF wrestlers that I always liked. Reason why I say that is because he wasn't like top tier, or he wasn't like Hogan or Macho Man or one of those guys, but he's been around longer than the Ultimate Warrior, and he is one of my favorite. I don't like saying B star or kind of like make it seem like I'm downing him or degrading him because I love him. I always liked him as a fucking wrestler. You know what I mean? And yeah, so, and I didn't even know he was a teacher. He actually said he was a teacher, and I said, oh wow. When I met George the Animal Steel a long time ago, he said he used to teach. I couldn't fucking believe it. So for over 20 years, I knew that George the Animal Steel was a teacher, but I had no idea Tito Santana also is. He did tell me where he lived. I mean, he didn't give me his address, but he gave me. I probably forgot where, but I'm not gonna say what state or whatever because it's none of nobody's business. But really, really nice guy, man. And the guy who I hate saying the word handler, but I don't know what you call the people that's there with them. The guy who works the prices out. So he offered me some tickets next Friday. I got his number, so I'll probably take him up on that offer just to break the monotony and maybe take my kids, to it just to look at it. I mean, of course, it's not like on a big screen, but I'll take them anyway. Let them go see it and stuff like that. Why not? He offered it to me for free, and he gave me some pretty good discounts on that stuff, but we'll get to that. So anyway, moving back to this dude here, I paid over 4 and under 5. I'm going to leave it as that. And I did it because I definitely know it was worth it. Not that I thought, I know. You got this guy, which is ironic because I actually got him on package from the Toya estate sale with Eros and his brother Freddie. I forgot his name, but he's like Wrangler's brand. Yes, Wrangler's the jeans. They actually came out in the early 80s. I think it's Ertl who did a couple of figures. I think they did like 8. I think I have all of them or some of them, but everything that was old that wasn't G.I. Joe, I took because he had like 4 G.I. Joes that had busted crotches, and he didn't care what the fuck he had. If it was broken or whatever, everything was $10 across the pop. All his richest clothes was like fucking $30 and up. He didn't care what it was. So people were looking at him like he was out of his fucking mind. Then some kids were just standing there like, oh, okay. And they made deals with, not really deals, but I stood right there and watched him make over $300 on 5 different fucking people. When a couple people walked by and thought that his prices on his vintage shit was insane. He did have like this old DJ stuff that people kept asking him how much, and he was like $500. And the look in the eyes was, even I was like, yo, this guy's expensive. I didn't say it to nobody, but I did say it a little under my breath, like, yo, this dude is crazy. Cause I'm like, yo, if I'm asking $10 each on these figures, and somebody comes up to me and say, well, what's the best you can do on all of them? Normally, I wouldn't just say $10 a piece. I mean, the way he said it was like, nigga, listen, it's $10, that's it. I'm not doing no better than that. And he said, listen, this is how I sell my stuff. I respect it. And I respected it so much, I brought it. It's almost 40-something pieces. And that's not even including the weapons. The weapons were not including nothing. All his weapons were like I thought it was 2, but it was $3 to $5 a weapon. And he's like, well, doesn't matter, all 80s, 70s, and 90s stuff, depending on the toy line, weapons are easily around minimum 5 and up. You know what I mean? And he's right. I'm not going to sit here and lie to him. He even made me pay $10 for this. Which is ironic because that's basically what these little G.I. Joes go for. He only had one. Obviously, everything he had I left behind because I didn't want it. Not that I didn't have the money, I just didn't want it. Did I really want to spend extra money on G.I. Joes that he was selling for 10 that I can get on Whatnot for fucking $4 or $5, or I already have them? And like I said, I should have took the version 3 Snake Eyes for $10, but I have a couple. I do have a couple anyway. So anyway, let's get to it. So here you got Captain America. We got this guy here. Then we got all these weapons. And now you'll understand why it was. Who wouldn't want to pay less for this stuff? But, it is what it is. You got Bert and Ernie, and then you have supposedly Big Bird's vehicle. So all this is counted also, but I looked these up and they're going for like $10 each anyway. So they're about what they go for. This is worth about 20 to 25. So, but it's unique. That's why I was like, the hell with it. This thing, it's an Oral B, 1950s Blue Poodle. I thought it belonged to one of these guys. I Google lensed it, and that's how I came up with that information. This was not part of the deal. This the Spanish guy who has a yellow truck. You know, whenever he has toys that I like, I buy because his price is always cheap. He only wanted $1 for this, and of course, why wouldn't I take it for $1? So then moving on here, you have He-Man. I mean, I can get that stuff off, hopefully. We have this Skeletor. He's beat up, but again, he has the loincloth piece and this, so that's why I took him. And he was not playing it. He was like, yo, it's $10. I don't care if his head is off. That's it. And I get it. Hey, you got Clawful. I always call them Crab Store, and it's Clawful. You got the Grizzlor. You got Cyclonus, Merman. He's missing that piece that hangs over here. And you got the man himself, Hordak. Then you got Mondo Gecko. You saw his skateboard. I don't know this panda guy's name. I don't know if he even come. I don't really understand why a panda or a so-called samurai would be, will be holding a gun, but whatever. Then we got two of the OG turtles. They are not soft heads, but you got Mikey and Leo. So you got the youngest and the oldest. He had no other ones. Then you got, I think that's, I forgot his name. Actually, I'm not going to even say it because I don't know it. And of course, you got Baxter Stockman. You got Casey Jones. You got Sewer Surfing Mikey. You got hockey playing Leo. You got, what's the hell's his name again? I forgot. We got the Rat King. We got Rocksteady and Bebop, both soft heads. So that right there is a, look at that, soft head. So he's complete. He's like $50 to $60 for both of them. So that alone is, and as you see, here is his Bebop's piece. They both got their knives. And here are their guns. So they're complete. So that's like 160. That's like anywhere from 100 to 160 just for these two, complete. Again, he's complete, so that makes him a $25+ figure all day. Baxter Stockman, he does have this piece. I don't know if this is all he comes with, but Casey Jones does have 2 of his 3 weapons, I believe. I think he came with another weapon, if I'm not mistaken. And he actually has his bag over his shoulders. Mikey has the surfboard. I think that's all Mondo Gecko comes with, but because he's so common, he's basically like a $20 figure. These two got the trees and all their weapons, so that makes them about at least $30 each, I would say. Probably more than that. Moving on, you got Usagi Jimbo. I'm not really too sure if, I think that staff is here. I don't know what it's been so long. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is his sword because this is a samurai sword. It's not a katana. So that he probably does come with this and maybe that because they look similar in colors. Or maybe one of these swords. I don't know. But he's a samurai and samurai swords are curved. And then you got this samurai Leo. And I know that's his, the sword and that. I don't know what else he comes with. He probably comes with this thing here. It would make sense. Then down here we got 2 cops and crooks. I can't remember their names, but those are around $10 to $15 each, if that. And then you got this thing here. I knew this was expensive, and the reason why I know because I did see this. Oh man, I forgot where, and the guy wanted $60 for it with the wings broken. His tail is broken, but it's from oh my god, Dungeons and Dragons. It's a Dungeons and Dragon piece, and some Dungeons and Dragon stuff is like what LJN did with Wily Kit, Wily Cat with Tigra and Chitara. They released them separately by themselves as like posable action figures, but then they actually gave you a PVC cake topper, Wile E. Kid and Cat with Chitara and Tigra at first. And Dungeons and Dragons, they have figures they have action figures from this big to over 5 inches, and then they have stuff that's part of the line like this, and again like a cake topper as well. So I knew that was money. This is like an Iguana Man. These guys I learned from Eddie and some of his other people on YouTube. I forgot the name, but the kid that speaks good English, but he's always in France a lot. Those guys. And he got a boy, I think his name is Narco or something like that, on Whatnot. I learned about these through these guys, through them, and of course one of my favorite YouTubers, one of the most genuine, lovable redheads with a beard you could think of. You know what I'm saying? My boy Froggy Flips. I love that fucking dude. He should come back with his old theme song. But from them and watching, well, not just their expertise, but seeing them walk by stuff and asking prices and seeing prices of stuff, I learned a lot about these ones from them. I mean, I remember these guys. I mean, I could have bought these guys hundreds of times on card back in the day. But, back then, you frowned upon KOs. You know what I mean? Like knockoffs, we used to frown upon them. Like, look at them like, ugh. Now, they go for a premium price because they're hard to find, and nobody wanted them because they had the same thoughts I had. Some people brought them because they're like, oh, I thought they looked cool. And, again, to each his own. So, yeah, you got these ones here. So, there you have it. These are anywhere from $30 to $60 each. I think this one is a little pricey. I know he's a little pricey. So, give or take, let's say $30 each. You got 30, 30, 30. That's already 120. 120 and 120. I think I said 160. I meant to say 120 each on these. So that's already $240. He's like another 60 plus. So let's say 40. So that's $280 right there. This is definitely a $70, $80 piece. Let's say 40. So that's already $320. So $320 just for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. Then you got all these other guys here. He's easily like $20. So let's say 10. Let's say everything is what he charged me, right? Then you got the weapons. So the weapons is what make some of these guys worth even more. So your average Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is worth about $25, $30 if they have their weapons. Even somebody like Baxter Stockman. He's a $20, $25 figure all day with his weapons. Same thing with Mondo Gecko. You know what I mean? Sometimes even 30 just because they're a main character. Yes, they are common, but what makes a common figure worth $15 to $30 more is it being complete. Doesn't matter if you see it all day in flea markets for fucking $5 or $10. If they are complete, there you have it. I think Rat King is missing a couple of things, but he has his hook, his crossbow with one of the rats. I think he came with something else, but he's basically a $25, $30 figure just because he has that. He's probably not even worth the 10 because not only is he common, but he has nothing. Grizzlaw is probably worth about 15, 20 because he does have this piece. He-Man, just like this, he does have his chest shield. Skeletor, I'm gonna take those parts. So he's worth like $30 just for his parts. You know what I'm saying? Cyclonus, he doesn't have anything here, but he's basically he has this emblem here, so that makes him a $20, $25 figure alone. This guy, I don't know what weapons here are his or not, but if not, he's at least worth 15. Just because he does have his pads, that makes it worthwhile. Again, these guys are probably worth I'll say about $30 to $40 each because they have both of their weapons and they have trees here. So that puts them in the complete section. Captain Planet, $10. Him, about $5. He's one of the sectors. Like this, he's probably worth like 15 to 20. So, again, it breaks it up, right? So I'm gonna break this down to you again before I move on. I get it. I get it. You guys understand it, but we're gonna make it work for y'all. So again, I don't really give a fuck if people think I paid a lot or under. It's not your concern. It's not your money. It's mine. I just like to share my things, but I like to share my madness. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, I'm not going to even do that because I shouldn't have to school nobody. You know, at the end of the day, I don't have to explain to anybody why I paid what I paid for what I paid for. Was it expensive? Yes. But did I want it? Yes. I'm trying to, like this is the time, this time of year, every year, I always try to re-up on vintage toys and shit like that. Because once it start turning spring and stuff, that's when I start posting shit on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm thinking about starting to do toy shows again, but I don't deal with that dude Eric no more. And Joe, for some reason I don't know what the fuck I did to them, but white people act funny, man. What are you gonna do? He act like he didn't even fucking see me. So I am a little pissed off about that. And the fact that I had to pay $5 admission to get in, I mean, they're hypocrites, man. So it is what the fuck it is. I'm gonna leave it as that. I mean, I didn't mind paying the 5 to 10 to get in anyway, but normally they never charge me when I was working. When I was volunteering. Then there was some things said, and when those things were said, I went by it. They were full of shit. They started, I started to get paid for working with them, and now I don't know, whatever, but it doesn't matter. And then this stuff here I got from the other guy at the market. Now this stuff here, I don't know his name. If I did, I wouldn't say what I paid for this stuff. But he only charged me $50 for this stuff. So yeah. You're like, what? Yep, $50. I don't remember his name, maybe Anti-Venom, or I don't know his name, but this guy, Toy Biz Colossus. I think this is Toy Biz's nah, it's too thick. I think this is Hasbro's Nightcrawler. You got Gambit, and then you got this Spider-Man. This guy, he's from Tasa Crusader. He has to be worth, I think alone he's worth what I pay for all this stuff here. And of course, the reason why everything is upside down, so this way I remember who I got what from. So he only charged me $50 for this stuff. You got this this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle dinosaur that needs to be cleaned. I clean all my stuff. You got this, he's missing the spikes and stuff like that. But you got this Beetlejuice. His head comes off. Oh yeah, his head does come off. Then from the movie, you got Tokar and Razor from the movie, the second movie. Then you got this. I think it's missing a couple of pieces. But I took all the bag stuff he had. I don't know what this goes for, but I have seen it in toy shows, but I never really paid attention to the price. So again, he only charged me $50 for all this. You got too bad he didn't have the Channel 6 news van, but got the Channel 6 motorcycle here, and you got some of the parts for it. There's the 2 missiles. I think those stars also come with it. Then you got these little things here. You got Earthworm Jim's head. You got here a missile to something. Then you got these little mini thingamajigs. So you got Watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle channel. These are, I mean, I don't know what they go to or whatever, but these are like little pieces. I think this is some kind of thing, I don't know, but this looks like a spawn weapon. And this is, I don't know what this is to. Then you got this. This looks like some kind of, I don't know what the hell that is. But you got some stuff here, some all turtle crap. A couple of cards. Don's Pizzeria. Pretty sure that doesn't go with this, but it's probably part of that line. I took everything that he had that was, because he had these in Ziploc bags, like little weapons and accessories, so I took all that. And some of the guys are like, damn, you know what I mean? Because I just, like, start taking shit. This is definitely turtle related. It goes, I don't know which turtle, probably one of those music ones. That's probably like $10 by itself all day. And I think I got this from him too, or somebody. I don't remember who I got it, but this is like this is Beachcomber. I don't know if it's Generations or whatever, but he's got to be like $10, $15, maybe even 20. Let's say 10. So he's 10. These things gotta be worth at least, I say, $20. So that's already 30. This is worth 50 plus by itself. So I'm already over with this. This kid and his father, they told me they was coming last week, but unfortunately, but thank God he's okay. The kid was, the son wasn't feeling good. I mean, he's in his 20s. I mean, anybody in their 20s, 30s, or 40s, hell, even 50s is a kid to me. But anyhow, they gave me a good price on this. I only paid $35 for this. These have dropped in price. The Jack Pacific's Rocky figures. These have dropped in price. But every time I get a chance to pick up Rocky figures and stuff, I try to. Now, they said they got tons of more. They gave me great deals on this stuff. Again, I paid $35. We got Brutus the Barber Beefcake here. Jake the Snake Roberts. This is probably worth at least $35 plus by himself. Or it should be. Then here we got the Thumb Wrestling Undertaker and Hulk Hogan. This Undertaker's got to be at least $20. And I don't know, somebody wrote Rocky on this. So I'll probably take that off. But this is John Spartan from Demolition Man. Yo, I'm making waffles. So $34 here. So that's everything I got at Columbus today, which is pretty decent considering that it was freezing and a lot of vendors weren't there. Then the ones that were there didn't really have much. So when I saw this kid and his father, I lit up. I was happy because I knew they was going to have stuff. I did get there a little late, but because it was so cold, they did have stuff out, but they said, oh, we didn't sell much. And considering that these are left behind. And it's funny because Jerry's mat was set up right next to them. So I'm actually surprised he didn't try to make any offers or deals on these. And I'm pretty confident he saw this stuff. Or maybe he did pick up stuff from them and left this stuff behind. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. So again, we got 35 here, 50 here. So we're at 85 here, and we're just shy under 5 on this. So I'm cool with that. And basically, all this stuff is just dope. I'm gonna go through this again. I might as well. Then this stuff is the stuff I picked up from the Wayne Toy Show. There's a guy there that's a retired law enforcement guy. I'm gonna leave it as that. And he had all these, and I was like, well, he's normally like, he's quiet to himself. And real nice guy though. I mean, once you get to know him, he's real nice. Like he's real timid, very quiet. His prices are kind of like a little outrageous and stuff, but not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not bad at all. Oh, and I forgot these. I might as well show you guys this. My table. I gotta, get rid of stuff. This, he was selling everything $1, and I was like, oh, $1 for that bag? He said, no, everything in the bag is $1 each. So he wound up just giving me these Build-A-Figure parts for $5. I mean, I should easily be able to get $2 to $5 a piece. So I'm not gonna complain about that. This is my belt that's signed by so many people. Tito signed he signed it. So now I gotta start concentrating on another belt. I'll get back to that side in a sec. And then again, going back to the cop. So I got this stuff from him. Now, yes, I do intentionally know that some of these guys I know for a fact I have. Like Croc Master, but I have him with his alligator. Or excuse me, crocodile. This guy, I believe I do have Snow Wolf. But this one is complete with card. This dude, Swamp Rat, I'm not too sure if I have him. I didn't bring my books. Knowing I was going to the show, I didn't bring my books because my plan was just to see Tito, but you know how it is. So you got here Swamp Rat, but regardless, he is a Build-A-Figure, a troop builder, so at least I'll have him complete now if I do have him loose. If I don't have him, even better. If I do, still great. Same thing for Snow Wolf. Croc Master, I know I got a couple of him, but same thing. I think I picked up some from Eddie. Then here you got Sand Scorpion, which I know I picked them up from Eddie, but this one is complete. Like I said, at least this time around, I picked up stuff I knew I most likely had. So I was okay with that. Then here, I know I don't have this guy. High Tech. I don't have him. Coil Cruiser, Cruiser. Coil Crusher, I may or may not have him. This guy, Neurotoxin, I know for a fact I don't have him. And if I do, who gives a shit? This guy only charged me $50 for all of them. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $70. He knocked off 20. And by the way, fam Eric, that same guy still has that Tiger Force hydrofoil. Oh my God, like the motherfucker still got it, but the price he won is why people not buying it. But I'm not gonna lie, if I had the extra money, I probably would have worked a deal out with him for it just to get it over with and out the way. But special shit like that, I'm trying not to get it unless it's complete, because I still got a lot of G.I. Joe. There's still some G.I. Joe vehicles from the original 82 to 94 line that I need to get and get that over with. And then there's still some vehicle parts that I need to get for that and Star Wars. And I need to start just buying them on eBay, because my whole thing is fuck it, I'll wait until I get them. But it's slowing me down and it's causing me not to move on, because with all the shit I've been buying and getting, my original 82 to 94 G.I. Joe line should have been done. And that's including the hard to find pieces. And this year coming up, live to see, God willing, and if we don't go into World War 80, for 2025, I really want to concentrate on finishing my G.I. Joe NG1 Transformer line. I really need to get myself a Metroplex. I reached out to one guy on Whatnot, but he was full of shit. And speaking of that, this guy here, I don't remember if I got him at the show or if I got him at the flea market. I think at the show though. And he was $5. He was $5. The kid wanted 10, and I said, "Would you take 5?" And he looked at me and said, "Yeah, sure, I'll take 5." That's how I remember. He was right next to that kid Brian. That's his boy. So he said, "Anything in that bucket is $10." And I was like, "Well, would you take 5 for him?" And he looked at it and didn't even hesitate. He said, "Yeah, sure. For you, I'll do 5." So that was also $5. So basically, this is 55, and I paid for this stuff. But Tito was a lot more personal to talk to, hug, and just have a conversation with, versus the other individuals I come across that you gotta be real quick, and it's not really. It's like an assembly line meet. Everything is almost like generic when you meet people in certain places. I know you guys know what I mean. So yeah. So there you have it. This is basically what I would say. Maybe $800 look like. It's an $800 table right here. Exactly $800 about. Because that was 55 disclosed, but let's just say this is almost 200. But hey, you can't beat an experience. I could die tomorrow. You know what? I'll be dead. No memory, no nothing. But I'm still taking that memory with me. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Come on. I was a grown man back in the fucking 80s and stuff, y'all. Yes. But think about this. How many times you see TV shows or wrestling? Who didn't watch wrestling? My mother and grandmother didn't watch wrestling. My great uncles, they all watched wrestling in the 70s and 80s. So how many of you ever thought you would come across an actor or actress and or a wrestler or somebody in a horror movie or something that you grew old or grew up watching? You know what I'm saying? So when you get a chance to meet the people, I'm gonna tell you guys now, if you got $40 in your fucking pocket and 25 or 30 of it got to go to meeting that one person, even taking a photo with them, let me tell you something. That experience is way easier to come across getting that money back than that experience. You know what I mean? That I'm just gonna end that shit with y'all with that one. And I forgot this too. This is also part of it. This was like the more, this was the more, like this shirt spoke to me more. He had a couple of shirts, including what's that toy line that they're doing like the GI, like they're doing like their versions of I can't remember the line. Strike Force, I think he had Tito Santana has Strike Force shirts. They were white with red collar and stuff like that. Nice. But it just says Strike Force on it, and that wasn't personal to me. It wasn't personalized. This, I mean, come on, classic Tito Santana, man. And then here you see he wrote it, Hall of Fame '04, Arriba. Love this fucking guy, man. Always thinking about this dude. I mean, come on, man. He's one who didn't like Tito Santana, man. And getting this, and I'm gonna break down this shit to y'all. Give me a second. So again, this guy, and I got these strategically this time, unlike the Cherry Hill show last week where I kind of, bit myself in the ass a lot because I put back about 26 or 27 figures, and then there was like another, 15 to 20 something figures that I had. But it is what it is. At least these guys, I intentionally got all of them. Knowing I had some, not sure if I had others, but being that they are complete with file cards and the fact that he was selling them for this cheap, can't beat it. Because a lot of times these go overpriced even on whatnot. So that was a good thing. Then again, like I said, he basically gave me this whole bag for $5. This one dude. And again, going back to this stuff, the kid and his father, they sold me all this for $35. So he should be worth that by itself. Then going back here. Again, I only paid $50 for all this. $20 all day. I say about $15 because of condition. It needs to be clean. He's got to be around $50 plus all day. These two might be worth about maybe $20, $25 together because they don't have no weapons. Spider-Man, he should easily be $20. These guys should be $20 each all day the week. Even though they don't have their weapons complete, but still in all, this is probably worth what I paid for all this. This stuff's got to be at least $20 plus. This news van is probably about $20 to $30. He's about at least $10. So not only did this pay, between him and this, one of these two alone pay for all this. So everything else is just pure profit. And that profit can seep into that. And then the same thing with this. This is worth about $30, $35 all alone by himself. So getting these guys here, it's all profit. These ones, they're going with me. So there you have that. Isaiah, be careful. That's autograph. And I know I wasn't going to do it, but fuck it. Hold on. Before I go back here, let me show you guys. So I'm going to take this stuff to Michael's at this next 70%. I do have a big boss man downstairs. I think he passed away, right? I was contemplating on one of these two, but the dude was like, since he knew that I was struggling with the price, he was like, yo, listen, I'll do these two for X amount. And Tito signed them too. Didn't even charge me extra. Most people, they charge you extra money and stuff to do all that. So that was pretty dope that he didn't. And I knew I had a Tito Santana downstairs because I remember seeing it. And as you see, El Matador, Tito Santana, Arriba! He wrote on the front. So, and it's funny because I had this price. I mean, I didn't have a price, but I had it bagged and tagged to be sold. And again, now I'm getting to the point where if I have the time and I can make it, I'm getting anything signed from those individuals I like. Because like I said, I still didn't learn from Kerry Fisher. And then the brother who played Cochise, he passed away. And he was like literally like where my hand is. Because like I got stuff signed by JJ, Thelma, and Michael from Good Times. And if they were here, the two guys from the Warriors was right here. Then Tamar was right here. So, and again, I said next time. Then if that wasn't enough, about a week or so after that, Candyman passes away. And I could have met him. But I didn't know what Robert England was charging, and he was the focal point of me going down to, I think that was Cherry Hill too. That was either Cherry Hill or Tom's River, one of those two. And I was like, to spend that much time driving there was like, I was like, damn, I was like, ugh. especially not knowing what Robert England was charging for his signatures. And then, Candyman passed away a couple of weeks ago. So now, now I'm gonna be even be more on it. This is why it's not good to always just assume that you got time. You got time. You may have time, but never know what nobody else's time looks like. So let that be a lesson to y'all. So I am gonna take these two. I think I have a big boss man downstairs that I'm gonna put in with this, and I'm gonna have them do a frame with these and that shirt. But they can fold the shirt up. I just want a little bit of the shirt to show. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the last thing. So I know my homegirl Bobby at Michael's is gonna love that. As long as I can kind of show, it's gonna be expensive because it's gonna be a bigger frame. But as long as I can show the signature with Tito with this whole thing, that's cool. So I know it's gonna cost me some bread. So that's gonna go to the side. That might be around $300 to $400. Just because it's gonna be a little bit more open. So yeah, but it should come out really, really nice.
I agree.
You'll agree. You don't even know what you're talking about, you little shit. So I already explained all this stuff to y'all. So now going back to this, because some people are saying, "Damn, you paid over $450, and you pay under $5. That seems like a lot." Well, from perspective, you see, I got so much stuff downstairs that I paid so little on, and got a lot of stuff in trading and so much that even if I did overpay for this stuff, everything works itself out in the long run. Because I like to sell in bulk. You know what I mean? So I prefer to sell in bulk. But if I sell loose, I sell loose. So let's see here. I'm going to break this shit down to y'all. Extremely simple. That's $100 right there. Now, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to say 60. That's 60 right there. I don't know what he comes with, so I'm not going to even pretend to try. I'm pretty sure Mondo Gecko, I don't know if he comes with this or whatnot, but him and this, let's say that's 20. So 20 and 60 is 80. That's already $80. Let's say 25. That's already $105. Let's say another 20. Let's say 20. That's $125. Let's say 20. $145. Let's say 20. $165. I don't know if that's all he comes with, but let's just say 10. $155. $175. It's one of these two nines. I'm gonna leave that there. And they're soft head, so that's another 100. $275, right? That's $275. This is the same green, so it probably is that. Let's say 20. Let's say 300. I don't know what he comes with, so I'm not gonna even try. So that's already 300. Not to mention you got all this up here. Let's say the same $10 each on these. Let's say 25 for both of them. Right? So that's 325. Cheap 20. 345. 365. 385. 405. 445. Let's say 10. 455. I ain't even start on these guys. Let's say 10. I mean, it's here. My profit may not be over 100, over 150, or what I paid for all of it, but it's there. That's why I brought all this. Like I'm really quick to analyze that I know I can make money on stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot. I've been doing this game for a long time. So I know I got money into this. I'm not counting the Tito Santana stuff because that's personal. Is there anything here that I'm personally taking upstairs? As of right now, no. I'm contemplating on these fantasy figures or Ramco, whatever the hell they call them. You know what I mean? And as far as this stuff goes, no. None of this stuff is for me personally. All this stuff is going to be sold. I gotta heat up his hands so I can pop him back in here. Everything else here is going downstairs. These are going upstairs. This is personal, all like the Tito Santana stuff and this. Everything else is going downstairs. So, yeah. So basically, if I look at what I paid, let's say I paid around $200 for all the Tito stuff, and then
I think he's still hungry.
He ain't hungry. He's greedy. He just ate a whole shitload of food, and I gave him turkey. Spike, I'm talking to you. What are you doing? What are you doing, greedy? Don't be sitting here trying to shake my hand. Yeah, I got you on video. Speak, Spike. Say something. Woo, woo, rattle, rattle. Speak.
Are you posting this?
Yeah. Woo, woo, rattle, rattle. Oh, now he wants to say hi. Look how big he got, y'all. This nigga got tall, and now he think he a fucking man. Do me a favor, man. Let me get some ice and put some Sprite in there for me. My cup should be right there near the soda. Thank you. And shut up, y'all. I know some of y'all like, yo, you shouldn't be drinking soda. Man, leave me alone. Soda's my fucking beer, okay? All right, y'all. So, anyway, again, like I was saying before, Spike interrupted me. Right, man? Come here. Come here, Spike. Good boy. Say hi to YouTube. Sit. Yeah, he got a rash. He got bit by a flea or a tick, and it's gotten worse. So I had to spend almost $800 on this motherfucker like 2 weeks ago to take him to the vet. Then I had to go tonight to get him his food because we changed his whole diet because I thought the diet has something to do with it. But when I went to the vet, they did say, yeah, that's like a cat flea bite or some shit like that. So he's getting better. But anyhow, enough of that. So, you know, I had to trick him with his medication just like you do a kid. So, yeah, so I'm happy, man. I mean, I'm not happy that I lost money. I mean, I didn't lose money, but I had to go out my pocket. Thanks, you little shit. But I am happy, though. I mean, it's pretty dope. Man, talking so much, my mouth is dry. Oh, yeah, and I forgot this, too. This is going upstairs. Oh, yeah, and this. I almost put the, yep. So hopefully I don't have this specific Flint. No, I don't think I have him. So it seems like little by little I'm coming across a lot more of these so I can finish them up. And then I got to start on those Transformer ones. Those are going to be even more harder. Rougher to come by. So yeah, y'all, thanks for watching this video. The video wound up being way longer than I expected it, but you know, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.